colleagues, esteemed guests, and potentially friends, and family, and the others, and the strangers. Welcome to another day of reading through the Bible every day in a year. We are on January 21st. I think that's day 19, something like that, I think. It could be, technically it's day 21, but anyway, Hunter will fix it. Yes, me, I will fix it. Today is day of this thing, and we're going to read the Bible together, one day at a time for a whole year. Today we'll be reading Genesis chapter 42 through verse 18, through Genesis chapter 43, verse 34. On the third day, Joseph said to them, his brothers, "I am a God-fearing man. If you do as I say, you will live. If you really are honest men, choose one of your brothers to remain in prison. The rest you may go home with grain for your starving families, but you must bring your youngest brother back to me. This will prove that you are telling the truth, and you will not die." To this they agreed. Speaking among themselves, they said, "Clearly we are being punished because of what we did to Joseph long ago. We saw his anguish when he pleaded for his life, but we wouldn't listen. That's why we're in this trouble." "Didn't I tell you not to sin against the boy?" Reuben asked. "But you wouldn't listen, and now we have to answer for his blood." Of course, they didn't know that Joseph understood them, for he had been speaking to them through an interpreter. Now he turned away from them and began to weep. When he regained his composure, he spoke to them again. Then he chose Simon from among them and had tied them up right before their eyes. Joseph then ordered his servants to fill the men's sacks with grain, but he also gave secret instructions to return each brother's payment at the top of his sack. He also gave them supplies for their journey home. So the brothers loaded their donkeys with grain and headed for home. But when they stopped for the night and one of them opened his sack to get grain for his donkey, he found his money at the top of his sack. "Look," he exclaimed to his brothers, "my money's been returned. It's here in my sack." Then their hearts sank. Trembling, said to each other, "What has God done to us?" When the brothers came to their father, Jacob, in the land of Canaan, they told him everything that had happened to them. "The man who is governor of the land spoke very harshly to us," they told him. "He accused us of being spies, scouting the land. But we said, 'We're honest men, not spies. We are 12 brothers, sons of one father. One brother is no longer with us, and the youngest at home with their father in the land of Canaan.' Then the man who is governor of the land told us, 'This is how I will find out if you are honest men. Leave one of your brothers here with me, and take grain for your starving families, and go on home. But you must bring your youngest brother back to me. Then I will know you are honest men and not spies. Then I will give you back your brother, and you may trade freely in the land.' As they emptied out their sacks, there in each man's sacks was the bag of money he had paid for the grain. The brothers and their fathers were terrified when they saw the bags of money. Jacob exclaimed, 'You're robbing me of my children. Joseph is gone, Simon is gone, and now you want to take Benjamin too? Everything is going against me.' Then Reuben said to his father, 'You may kill my 2 sons if I do not bring Benjamin back to you. I'll be responsible for him, and I promise to bring him back.'" Real quick, that's so cool because Reuben is the one who originally stood up for Joseph in the first place and said, "Hey, let's not kill him. Let's not leave him in the well. Let's sell him into slavery and at least get money out of him." Which is terrible, but also it did save his life, which is a good thing. It's cool to see kind of almost like the redemption of him coming back and being like, "No, I am going to stand up for my father's sons. I am going to stand up for my brothers." Anyway, but Jacob replied, "My son will not go with you. His brother Joseph is dead, and he is all I have left. If anything should happen to him on your journey, you would send this grieving, white-haired man to his grave." But the famine continued to ravage the land of Canaan. When the grain they had brought from Egypt was almost gone, Jacob said to his sons, "Go back and buy us a little more food." But Judah said, "The man was serious when he warned us. You won't see my face again unless your brother is with you. If you send Benjamin with us, we will go down and buy more food. But if you don't let Benjamin go, we won't go either." Remember, the man said, "You won't see my face again unless your brother is with you." "Why were you so cruel to me?" Jacob moaned. "Why did you tell him you had another brother?" "The man kept asking us questions about our family," they replied. "He asks, 'Is your father still alive? Do you have other brothers?' So we answered his questions. How could we know he would say, 'Bring your brother down here'?" Judah said to his father, "Send the boy with me, and we will be on our way. Otherwise, we will all die of starvation. And not only we, but you and our little ones. I personally guarantee his safety. You may hold me responsible if I bring him back to you. Then let me bear the blame forever. If we hadn't wasted all this time, we could have gone and returned twice by now." So father Jacob finally said to them, "If it can't be avoided, then at least do this. Pack your bags with the best products of this land and take them down to the man as a gift. Balm, honey, gum, aromatic resin, pistachio nuts, and almonds. I like pistachios. Also, take double the money that was put back in your sacks, as it was probably someone's mistake. Then take your brothers and go back to the man. May God Almighty give you mercy as you go before the man. So he will release Simeon and let Benjamin return. But if I must lose my children, so be it. So the men packed Jacob's gift and doubled the money and headed off with Benjamin. They finally arrived in Egypt and presented themselves to Joseph. When Joseph saw Benjamin with them, said the manager of his household, "These men will eat with me this noon. Take them inside the palace, then go slaughter an animal and prepare a big feast." So the man did just as Joseph told him and took them into Joseph's palace. The brothers were terrified when they saw that they were being taken into Joseph's house. "It's because of the money someone put in our sacks last time we were here," they said. "He wants to pretend that we stole it. Then he will seize us, make us slaves, and take our donkeys." The brothers approached the manager of Joseph's household and spoke to him at the entrance place. "Sir," they said, "we came to Egypt once before to buy food, but as we were returning home, we stopped for the night and opened our sacks. Then we discovered that each man's money, the exact amount paid, was in the top of his sack. Here it is, we brought it back with us. We also have additional money to buy more food. We have no idea who put money in our sacks." "Relax, don't be afraid," the household manager told them. "Your God, your gift of your father, must have put this treasure into your sacks. I know I received your payment." Then he released Simeon and brought him out to them. The manager led the men into Joseph's place. He gave them water to wash their feet and provided food for their donkeys. They were told they would be eating there, so they prepared their gifts for Joseph's arrival at noon. When Joseph came home, they gave him the gifts they had brought him, then bowed low to the ground before him. After greeting them, he asked, "How is your father, the old man you spoke about? Is he still alive?" "Yes," they replied. "Our father, your servant, is alive and well." And they bowed low again. Then Joseph looked at his brother Benjamin, the son of his own mother. "Is this your youngest brother, the one you told me about?" Joseph asked. "May God be gracious to you, my son." Then Joseph hurried from the room because he was overcome with emotion for his brother. He went to his private room where he broke down and wept. After washing his face, he came back out, keeping himself under control. Then he ordered, "Bring out the food." The waiters served Joseph at his own table, and the brothers were served at a separate table. The Egyptians who ate with Joseph sat at their own table because the Egyptians despised Hebrews and refused to eat with them. Joseph told each of his brothers where to sit, and to their amazement, he seated them according to age, from oldest to youngest. And Joseph filled their plates with food from his own table, giving Benjamin 5 times as much as he had given the others. So they feasted and drank freely with him. Now, we'll be reading Matthew chapter 13, verse 47, through chapter 14, verse 12. I believe this is Jesus speaking. He says, "Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a fishing net that was thrown to the water and caught fish of every kind. When the net was full, they dragged it up onto the shore, sat down, and sorted the good fish into crates, but threw bad ones away. That is the way it will be at the end of the world. The angels will come and separate the wicked people from the righteous, throwing the wicked into the fiery furnace, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." "Do you understand all of these things?" "Yes," they added, "we do." Then he said, "Every teacher or religious law who becomes a disciple in the kingdom of heaven is like a homeowner who brings from his storeroom new gems of truth as well as old." When Jesus had finished telling these stories and illustrations, he left that part of the country. He returned to Nazareth, his hometown. When he taught there in the synagogue, everyone was amazed and said, "Where does he get this wisdom and the power to do miracles?" Then they scoffed. "He's just a carpenter's son. And we know Mary, his mother, and his brothers, James, Joseph, Simon, and Judas." Different Judas, I believe. "All his sisters live right here among us. Where did he learn all these things?" And they were deeply offended and refused to believe in him. Then Jesus told them, "A prophet is honored everywhere except in his own hometown and among his own family." And so he only did a few miracles there because of their unbelief. When Herod Antipas, ruler of Galilee, heard about Jesus, he said to his advisors, "This must be John the Baptist raised from the dead. This is why he can do such miracles." For Herod had arrested and imprisoned John as a favor to his wife Herodias, the former wife of Herod's brother Philip. John had been telling Herod, "It's against the law for you to marry her." Herod wanted to kill John, but he was afraid of a riot because all the people who believed John was a prophet. But at a birthday party for Herod, Herodias' daughter performed a dance that greatly pleased him. So he promised with a vow to give her anything she wanted. At her mother's urging, the girl said, "I want the head of John the Baptist on a tray." When the king regretted what had happened, when the king regretted what he had said, oh my goodness, then the king regretted what he had said, but because of the vow he had made in front of his guests, he issued the necessary orders. So John was beheaded in the prison, and his head was brought on a tray and given to the girl, who took it to her mother. Later, John's disciples came for the body and buried it. Then they went and told Jesus what had happened. Now we're going to read Psalms chapter 18, verses 16 through 36. He reached down from heavens and rescued me. He drew me out of deep waters. He rescued me from my powerful enemies, from those who hated me and were too strong for me. They attacked me in a moment when I was in distress, but the Lord supported me. He led me to a place of safety, and he rescued me because he delights in me. The Lord rewarded me for my doing right. He restored me because of my innocence, for I have kept the ways of the Lord. I have not turned from my God to follow evil. I have followed all his regulations. I have never abandoned his decrees. I am blameless before the Lord. I have kept myself from sin. The Lord rewarded me for doing right. He has seen my innocence. To the faithful, you show yourself faithful. To those with integrity, you show integrity. To pure, you show yourself pure. But to the crooked, you show yourself shrewd. You rescue the humble, but you humiliate the proud. You light a lamp for me. The Lord my God lights up my darkness. In your strength, I can crush an army. With my God, I can scale any wall. God's way is perfect. All the Lord's promises prove true. He is a shield for all those who look to him for protection. For who is God except the Lord? Who but our God is a solid rock? God arms me with strength, and he makes my way perfect. He makes me as sure-footed as a deer, enabling me to stand on mountain heights. He trains my hands for battle. He strengthens my arms to draw a bronze bow. You have given me your shield of victory. Your right hand supports me. Your help has made me great. You have made a wide path for my feet to keep them from slipping. Proverbs 4, 7 through 10. Getting wisdom is the wisest thing you can do. And whatever else you do, develop good judgment. If you prize wisdom, she will make you great. Embrace her, and she will honor you. She will place a lovely wreath on your head. She will present you with a beautiful crown. My children, listen to me and do what I say, and you will live a long, good life. I'll tell you guys my favorite verse, I think, in this whole section, and then we'll go through that last little bit and pray and close out. I think it happens twice, but it's Genesis chapter 42, verse 23 and 24. It says, "Of course, they didn't know that Joseph understood them, for he had been speaking them through an interpreter. Now he turned away from them and began to weep." That verse right there, particularly later, right when he talks about it the second time when he weeps, seeing Benjamin, his brother, is so interesting to me because he had years worth to be angry. I mean, he was in prison, he was sold into slavery, and it's just cool seeing how Joseph was able to choose such deep and such real forgiveness and choose to bless his family later, once he had the power to do so. Because that's one thing that I think about a lot of times, is the difference between mercy and grace. Mercy is you're forgiven, and grace is not only you're forgiven, but I'm giving you more than what you deserve, right? And so this grace that he extended his family in this moment, when he shed these tears of forgiveness, and I love my family, and I'm going to send them with reward and with gift, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and if you continue on later, you know the story, he gives them lots of food and lots of grain and continues to do so, and keeps them in his favor. And it is a cool little section about forgiveness and grace and what it does to people. This last section, it's called At Heart. A man's heart is known by what he says and does. We can see Joseph's strong character in every accomplishment, enduring slavery and eventually running a household, a jail, and then an entire country. When Joseph sees his brother Benjamin, his tender heart is obvious. Overcome with emotions, he must leave the room so his brothers won't see him weeping. Herod Antipas, I feel like I said it right earlier. If I said it right earlier, dub it over right now. Unless you don't want to, that's fine. Herod Antipas, on the other hand, reveals the wickedness in his heart, beheading John the Baptist to save face in front of his guests. The kind of man you are is an expression of what is in your heart. Very interesting. It's very Very true, right? And we see two leaders both in great powers and places of authority, power and wealth. And it's interesting as well, I didn't know this until more recently, that Herod at this time was the king of the Jews. He was an elected official, a leader. Well, I don't know if he's elected necessarily. I'm not really sure how the court system works. It's interesting to me, Herod was king of the Jews at the time, and he couldn't show mercy and grace, and in his pride went, oh shoot, well, I'm gonna kill this guy. Versus Joseph was king of the Egyptians, right? Gentiles and heathens and people who believed in other gods. And yet in a moment of leadership, when eyes are on him, he knew that he had proven his character, he had shown that good faith, and so he then went and showed love to his brothers and to his family and made exceptions of grace and forgiveness. And it's pretty cool. The Bible's pretty neat, guys. Y'all should read it. I'm gonna pray us out. Jesus, I thank you for today. I thank you for my friends and my family, God, and I thank you for everybody here watching. God, I pray that you would bless them, you bless their day, and I pray that you just help them to really get the word of God deep into their heart. And I pray, Lord, that you would just allow Proverbs wisdom to really reshape their life and reshape their understanding. And God, I pray that overall, God, you just bless my day, bless their day, and go before us, God. Prepare our steps. In your name I pray. Amen. Alrighty. That's the stuff. I will see you all tomorrow. Or at least you'll see me tomorrow. Or at least you'll see him tomorrow.